After succumbing to pressure from the Trump administration to indefinitely suspend Jimmy Kimmel last Wednesday, Disney has just announced that they are returning the Jimmy Kimmel Live show on Tuesday, September 23rd, and we have to talk about it. But before we do, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go. All right, friends, so here's the press release from Disney, September 22nd, 2025, statement on Jimmy Kimmel Live from the Walt Disney Company. The Walt Disney Company issued the following statement today regarding Jimmy Kimmel Live. Last Wednesday, we made the decision to suspend production on the show to avoid further inflaming a tense situation at an emotional moment for our country. It is a decision we made because we felt some of the comments were ill-timed and thus insensitive. We have spent the last days having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy, and after those conversations, we reached the decision to return the show on Tuesday. The time of recording today is Monday, the 22nd, so presumably they mean tomorrow it will return live on Tuesday, September 23rd. Now, a spokesman for Turning Point USA, which is the organization led by Charlie Kirk formerly, and now his widow, Erica Kirk, says Disney and ABC caving and allowing Kimmel back on the air is not surprising, but it's their mistake to make. Nexstar and Sinclair do not have to make the same choice, and those are the two right-leaning organizations. Sinclair is a right-wing broadcasting group that controls all sorts of affiliates from coast to coast. Nexstar is a massive company that is trying to merge with one of their rivals, Tegna, and it needs permission from the Trump administration, specifically the FCC, to do it, so they have financial incentives here as well. Now, many are speculating that the reason that Disney has reversed course here is because they lost about $4 billion in stock since they made the decision to indefinitely suspend Jimmy Kimmel. Now, at the time of recording, that has not been corroborated as that being the reason. They have lost about $4 billion, but that has not been the reason provided by investigative reporting. I'm sure we'll have some more information as time goes on, but someone says a company who swiftly canceled their Disney Plus subscription because the company decided to bow down to the wannabe king. Jimmy Kimmel is back because the American people hit them in the pocketbook, the only thing corporations and billionaires care about. Take notes, media corporations. Again, not sure if that's the case, but we will see. So CNN has a write-up on this. Jimmy Kimmel Show set to return on Tuesday. Jimmy Kimmel Live will return to air on ABC on Tuesday night, the network announced in a statement. We read the statement. Jimmy Kimmel Live was abruptly and indefinitely taken off the air last week after Federal Communications Commission Chair Brendan Carr and networks of affiliate stations owned by Sinclair and Nexstar threatened ABC over comments made by Kimmel in a monologue about the MAGA movement's response to Charlie Kirk's assassination. The move sparked a national debate about government interference and freedom of speech between supporters of Donald Trump's administration and Kimmel, who have been vocally critical of each other over the years. Before the news of his pending return on Monday, more than 400 artists, including Tom Hanks, Meryl Streep, and Jennifer Aniston, signed an open letter organized by the ACLU in support of Kimmel. There were also organized protests against Disney outside of the company's offices in New York and Burbank, California, over the past week, as well as outside the theater where Kimmel's show is recorded in Hollywood. Media analysts have watched as Disney CEO Bob Iger and Disney Entertainment co-chairman Dana Walden have navigated competing pressures. Disney needs government approval for pending deals like ESPN's pact with the NFL, while many of its station partners are in the same boat. Additionally, Kimmel's contract, is expiring in May, and late-night TV audiences and revenue have been on the decline. Turning Point USA spokesman Andrew Colvin said that keeping the pressure on station owners. Disney and ABC caving and allowing Kimmel back on the air is not surprising, but it's their mistake to make. Nexstar and Sinclair did not have to make the same choice. We just read that. Still, Kimmel's sudden suspension sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry, where the comedian and longtime host is well regarded, both inside and outside ABC. Kimmel has not publicly commented on the controversy, but presumably will on his show Tuesday night. CNN has reached out to representatives of the late-night host, Sinclair Broadcast Group, and Nexstar for comment. At the time of recording this video, they have yet to respond. Igor Bobik, who I believe is NBC News. HuffPost. Damn it, HuffPost. Okay, he's a reporter. He's collecting various quotes from Republican officials, including Rand Paul and Ted Cruz, and now Mitch McConnell, again condemning the decision by the Trump administration to pressure ABC into indefinitely suspending Jimmy Kimmel. So it seems like there's an increasing, slow but steady backlash from elected Republicans, and as we've discussed repeatedly, prominent MAGA Republican influencers, MAGA influencers. Andrew Schultz of the Flagrant podcast, the All In podcast erupted over this 2 days ago. These are the multimillionaires, multi-billionaires who backed Trump, and one of them, David Sachs, is Trump's AI czar. So he has a position in the Trump administration. 3 of the 4 defended this, or at least 2 of the 4, and one of them, Jason Calacanis, spoke out against it. It caused a pretty tense debate on the All In podcast. But yeah, we're starting to see some serious pushback, especially because people are concerned, conservatives, some principled conservatives are concerned about the precedent that this would create. A couple of hours before this decision was announced, this article was written first and then it was updated. Jimmy Kimmel is back. What was ABC's financial risk for pulling the show? And this is from Fox Business. Walt Disney Co. has announced ABC's Jimmy Kimmel Live will return on Tuesday after a brief suspension. Experts argue that ABC and Disney put itself in a tough situation by swiftly pulling Kimmel's show last week after his remark about Charlie Kirk's death. Though there is some distance between those who say ABC risks some backlash from viewers and those who say advertising dollars were more critical. This underscores how the financial fallout for ABC and centers on the importance of advertising dollars for late-night television, which has been falling precipitously since 2018. From a brand risk standpoint, Crystal Georges, brand expert and publicist, believes that it's actually more of a risk to pull him rather than keep him. Quote, ABC and Disney are already under a microscope with the FCC pressure being so public, so viewers can easily connect the dots and interpret a suspension as a political compliance rather than a programming decision, Georges told Fox Business. Georges argued that the, quote, financial danger isn't so much advertisers walking away as it is alienating loyal viewers who see it as censorship. Quote, loyal viewers who tune in night after night, or who pay for Disney ABC bundle subscriptions could feel like their voices are being silenced. That sense of alienation can quickly snowball into organized opposition, social media movements, or even subscriber cancellation, he said. He believes that the short-term advertising impact is manageable and that the, quote, long-term monetary risk comes from the ripple effects of being seen as caving to outside pressure. He underscored that the monetary risk is the backlash to the perception of people caving. Quote, once a brand becomes a lightning rod for political or cultural backlash, the controversy can extend far beyond the original issue with Kimmel itself. So that might be indeed the incentive for this. I assume that there has to be some sort of financial incentive. Otherwise, ABC wouldn't be particularly inclined to return Jimmy Kimmel to air if it were just strictly a fiduciary duty. So clearly they determined one way or another that it was going to be worse if they kept Kimmel off the air. Now, we have no idea what Kimmel's going to say when he returns. He may apologize. I recall that Sinclair, this right-wing, network of broadcasting groups, they said, we expect an apology to Erica Kirk. We expect a meaningful personal donation to the Kirk family, and we expect a meaningful personal donation to Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk's political project, which just read like de facto extortion to me personally. I mean, like, Jesus, that, again, Brian Kilmeade of Fox News recently said that homeless people should be involuntarily euthanized by lethal injection, that we should just murder homeless people in this country, which is absurd. He then apologized, but I want you to imagine it would be like forcing Brian Kilmeade to apologize, to make a meaningful personal donation to, I don't know, homeless shelters or something, and then to donate or to donate to homeless people and then to donate to, like, I don't know, Planned Parenthood or something like that. Right, or the Democratic Party, a political initiative that Kilmeade would vehemently oppose. That's the same sort of thing here by demanding that Jimmy Kimmel pay some sort of meaningful fee to TPUSA. Now, we don't know if that's happened. We don't know if Sinclair will, stand by those demands. We have no idea because, again, they are Nexstar at the time of recording, have not responded. But clearly, Turning Point USA is upset by this turn of events, and we'll see what happens tomorrow night. But in the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments.